Are you a person who can adapt to new circumstances? A person who knows what to do even in times of crisis? If you're not sure, then listen to the following story, the story of trust and serenity. In the capital of his kingdom, there lived a good and just king. Often he would disguise himself and walk through the streets incognito to learn about the state of his people. One evening, he went outside the city gates and noticed a light shining from a hut. Looking through the window, he saw a man sitting alone at a table prepared for a meal, singing praises to God for the food. When he finished, the king knocked on the door and asked, "May a guest enter?" "Certainly," said the man. "Come in and share my meal. There's enough for both of us." During the meal, they talked about various things. The king, unrecognized, asked, "How do you make a living? What is your profession?" The man replied, "I am a shoemaker. Every morning I take my toolbox and walk through the city, and people bring me their shoes to be repaired." The king asked, "And what will happen tomorrow if you can't find any work?" "Tomorrow," said the shoemaker, "day by day I give thanks to God." The next day, as the shoemaker walked into the city, he noticed signs posted everywhere. "By order of the king, no shoemaking is allowed on the streets this week." Puzzled, the shoemaker thought, "Kings have such strange ideas. Well then, I will carry water today. People need water every day." By the evening, he had earned enough to provide a meal for both of them. The king, once again a guest, said, "I was worried about you when I saw the king's orders. How were you able to earn money?" The shoemaker explained his idea of fetching and carrying water for anyone who could pay. The king asked, "And what will happen tomorrow if you can't find any work?" "Tomorrow, day by day I give thanks to God." The following day, as the shoemaker went into the city to carry water, heralds came forward proclaiming, "By order of the king, only those with a permit are allowed to carry water." Perplexed, the shoemaker thought, "Kings have such strange ideas. Well then, I will chop wood and bring it to people's houses." He picked up his axe, and by evening, he had earned enough to prepare a meal for both of them. Once again, the king asked, "And what will happen tomorrow if you can't find any work?" "Tomorrow? Day by day I give thanks to God." On the next morning, a troop of soldiers approached the shoemaker in the city. The captain said, "You have an axe. Today you must stand guard in the palace courtyard. Here is a sword for you. Leave your axe at home." The shoemaker had to stand guard all day and didn't earn a penny. In the evening, he went to his grocer and said, "Today, I couldn't earn anything. But I have a guest tonight. I will give you this sword." He drew it from its sheath. "As collateral. Give me what I need for the meal." When he returned home, he went straight to his workshop and crafted a wooden sword that fit perfectly in the sheath. The king was surprised to find another meal prepared that evening. The shoemaker told him everything and mischievously showed him the wooden sword. "And what will happen tomorrow when the captain inspects the swords?" "Tomorrow? Day by day I give thanks to God." The next morning, as the shoemaker entered the palace courtyard, the captain approached him, holding a bound prisoner. "This man is a murderer. You must execute him." "I cannot!" exclaimed the shoemaker in horror. "I cannot kill a person." "Yes, you must! It is the king's command." By now, the palace courtyard had filled with curious onlookers who wanted to witness the execution of a murderer. The cobbler looked into the eyes of the prisoner. "Is this person a murderer?" Then he fell to his knees and, in a loud voice that everyone could hear, he cried out, "God, King of heaven and earth, if this person is a murderer and I am to execute him, let my sword gleam like steel in the sun. But if this person is not a murderer, let my sword be made of wood." All the people watched him breathlessly. He drew his sword, held it high, and behold, it was made of wood. A tremendous cheer erupted. At that moment, the king descended the steps of his palace, walked straight toward the cobbler, revealed himself, embraced him, and said, "From this day forward, you shall be my advisor."